With Halo 2 Anniversary coming to PC, I figured this would be as good a time as any to share 10 Halo 2 Anniversary beginner tips and tricks. I even brought along my friend Zejik this time, so make sure to go check out his channel after watching this video. With that said, let's just jump right into the tips. The first tip that we're going to talk about is the ice on lockdown. So there are 3 points on the map where you can shoot ice and it'll fall down, either doing damage or killing the people under it. You can use this ice to obviously get kills on someone that's maybe BR3 or on the back snipe, or even trying to push across the middle of the map. You can also use this to zone people. Say you want to make sure that for a couple seconds they can't push across mid because you have teammates trying to make a play in another part of the map. Well, shoot down the ice and they won't be able to push into it, so you'll know for those few seconds that they obviously won't be able to jump on top mid. Like I mentioned, if you catch someone out with this and it falls right on top of them, it is going to kill them. So you can easily use this just to get free kills, or, like I said, to zone people off. Next up, I'm going to hand it to Zejik for the next tip.
Okay, jumping into tip number 2, we have a very useful jump on the multiplayer map Shrine that will allow you to give your teammates a huge advantage over the enemy team because of the information you're able to provide by doing this jump. And the way this jump works, whether you're coming from red or blue base, you're walking across the main walkway going to the middle circular structure, and there's going to be a little ledge on the right side that you're able to jump on. Now when you jump on this ledge, you don't want to hug your player model up against the structure. You want to stay back a little bit on this tiny edge. You want to angle yourself to the left then, and then you're going to jump up, crouch at the height of your jump, and this will allow you to get up to the top area known as Ring 3. And basically, as you can see, this allows you to have sight across the entire map. And obviously, I don't have to tell you how useful that information can be, being able to see where all your teammates are, where all the enemy is, and just providing the callouts to allow your team to basically flank the enemy or get the upper hand. And it's just a tool that you should definitely have in your book, and I highly recommend you master this.
The third tip we're going to talk about is the Waterfall on Shrine. Each of the bases has a waterfall type effect that you can activate that gives you cover in case you're getting shot at. What you'll do is you'll shoot the button directly above you in the base, and when you do this, the waterfall will come out on the edges of the base. This is great if you're getting shot from somewhere and you don't know where and you just need to take cover, or you can shoot it and use that water to your advantage to take a pot shot on someone that might not expect you to shoot through it.
So shocking our way into tip number 4, we are on the BTB map Bloodline. Now, what you're going to find on this map is a large red and blue base for each team on both sides of the map, and on the back top side of these bases, you will find a large pillar-like structure with a screen on it that gives you a button prompt to activate an EMP. And what this EMP essentially does, it disables all vehicles in the vicinity of your base, whether it's a Hornet, Warthog, or a Gun Goose, doesn't matter, it stops them in their tracks. And it's just a very immensely useful device if you're pinned down by an overabundance of vehicles around your base, or if an enemy is trying to make a quick getaway, you could stop them before they're able to get out of your sight line. And just overall, I feel like this is a very useful device when used in the right situations, and I do want to note that the cooldown for it is a minute 30, so definitely try to use it only when you have to, because you will not get too many of these throughout the entirety of a match.
The fifth tip is the shield on the middle of Zenith. Along the map there are 3 points that you can activate this, being over by the overshield, one in Big Tower, and one over by the teleporter that lets you out from rockets. This shield can be really good to turn on so that you can push across the middle of the map, because without turning the shield on, the middle of Zenith really is just a dead zone. One thing that I like to do is jump down and go grab the rockets, and then if you hit the teleporter, you can hit the button to turn on the shield, walk into mid, you have some cover, and then you can go wherever on the map you want, or maybe you can just kill someone that's sitting in mid.
Okay, so porting our way into tip number 6, we're on the BTB map Remnant, and basically what we're going to do here is we're going to spawn in as blue team because we have bad luck, and you're either going to grab the Mongoose or Warthog right off the bat, and then you're going to take one of these vehicles and you're going to hug the left side of the map and follow the beach all the way around to get behind the middle structure. And then you're going to hop off your vehicle, you're going to walk through a small opening, and you're going to find a button you can press. Activate this button and you're going to open up a two-way portal going to and from the red base to the blue side of the map. And this is just immensely useful regardless of what game mode you're playing, because if you spawn in on blue side, you're going to want to wait for your team to flank the other team without having to go through the open areas of the map, which gives the other team easy sight lines to basically take you out. And it's just really, really important that someone on your team, when spawning blue side, does this right off the bat. That way you're not stuck at a disadvantage within the first minute to 2 minutes of the match on a map like Remnant.
The seventh tip we're going to talk about is crouch strafing. So when you're taking a gunfight with someone, whether that is with a battle rifle, an SMG, a sniper rifle, basically any weapon you can imagine, you can use the crouch strafe to throw your enemy's aim off and give you that slight little advantage. So what you're going to want to do is maybe a shot or two into the gunfight, you'll kind of throw in a crouch as you strafe to the left or right, and if you're lucky, this will throw off their aim and make them miss one of their bullets, giving you the upper hand in the fight. As you can see from this clip, this will cause your enemy to have to adjust their aim, and if they do not do that, they are going to miss some of their shots, giving you that advantage. This is a great tip because it's really easy to do, but can really make the difference in a close gunfight.
So blasting our way into tip number 8, we are on the multiplayer map Lockdown, and essentially what this tip does is give red team an advantage right off of spawn at the beginning of the match. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the second floor of Watchtower, and you're going to look across the middle area of the map, and you're going to notice a little open area with a ramp going up to it where Sniper spawns, and right behind Sniper is a set of fusion coils that you can actually shoot and launch Sniper over to you, and you don't have to worry about doing anything special with this. Just shoot whatever at those coils, and Sniper 99.9% of the time will launch perfectly into the doorway of the second floor of Watchtower and allow you to pick up that Sniper in a very safe manner and instantly set up and start providing support and callouts for your team, which will allow you to get a nice early lead at the start of a match.
The ninth tip we're going to talk about is working as a team. Unlike a lot of first-person shooters, Halo has a higher time to kill, and what this means is that team shotting and teamwork almost overshadow just raw aim itself. Obviously, you can't just go around missing every shot you take, but even a player with more average aim that works with his team will probably do better in the long run than a player with amazing aim that always tries to make plays on their own. What you're going to want to do is make sure that whenever you're playing solo queue, or even if you're playing with your buddies, that they know what you're doing and where you're taking fights so that they can help you. You don't want to be isolated on the map where no one on your team can help put shots on the enemy for you. Those shots from your teammates really make the difference in close gunfights, obviously, because if you're the only one shooting someone with a BR, it's going to take 4 shots if you hit all your shots, but if you have a teammate also shooting them, it might only take you 2 or 3, and if they don't have a teammate, then you're going to easily win that gunfight even if they have better aim than you. It doesn't make a difference.
Okay, so we've arrived to tip number 10, and this is easily one of the most important tips to know on this list. Now, if you look at the bottom left-hand side of the screen, you will notice a radar. This radar will show enemies, which are red dots, and friendlies, which are yellow dots. But there's a power-up in Halo 2 Anniversary called Camo, and when you grab it, you turn invisible. Now, this will either cause you or the enemy's dot to turn into a white dot. So, as you're seeing, the enemy on my screen, who was once a red dot, is now a white dot on my radar when he moves around. His dot doesn't actually completely disappear from the radar. This is very, very important to know, so if your team does not get camo and you see that white dot moving around the map, you could call out the enemy for your teammates. And I also want to note that if an enemy fires their gun, their dot will turn from white to red and they'll be visible on the radar, but if they throw a grenade, that does not happen. They stay neutral and hidden on the radar. And it's just one of those things that a lot of people don't look for, because you just assume, hey, I get camo, I'm going to be invisible, I'm not going to appear on the radar, but that's just not the case in Halo 2 Anniversary. And I just feel that this is just one of the most important tips to know that will help keep the tide of battle in your team's favor.
Anyways, that is going to conclude the tips that we wanted to share with you today. If you have any other tips, I would love to read them in the comments. Don't forget to go and check out Zejik's channel, which I will link in the description below. He makes really solid Halo content and deserves more love, so let's show him some love and hit that sub button to his channel and push him to the next level. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. If for some reason you want to watch me play Halo or other random games, you can follow me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Arrrash with 3 Rs, or if you want to read my random thoughts, you can follow me on Twitter at Arrrash with 4 Rs. And I'll see you guys next time.